I have a voice thread just before this library orientation video that goes step by step for Lab 3. Question 1 talks about picking your research topic, and I explain that in the voice thread. Question 2 is about encyclopedia type databases. Question 3, OneSearch. 4, Academic Search Complete. 5, SIRS Issue Researcher. And 6, a database of your choice. And in each of these, I explain the goal, which is to basically find information you're going to use in your essay. I think I went into this in plenty of time in the last video, so I'm going to skip out of it now. And first of all, how do you find the library guide that I'm going to go over? You go to Ohlone College. For God's sakes, I want to go to the Ohlone Library. I went to the home on the library screen and I ended up getting the home for the college. My apologies. So go into library guides, and I think it's search by course. And then finally, seems like the internet wants to take a minute here, but it will eventually open up and you'll be able to see what I'm hoping to show you. Come on, work, please. I don't understand why it's taking so long here. This is quite irritating. It's not on that drop down. And maybe I'll try this, search by subject, and then I will go to English, and then I will go near the bottom of English and I'll find Flynn 101A. So this is your library guide. It comes with a couple of really good things to keep in mind. The Nikkei who made it you can email her. She's familiar with the topic. She spent a fair amount of time researching the topic. And really you kind of have one-stop shopping here. These will be your keywords and search terms. Databases require that you use recognizable search terms as kind of a background linkage. Some terms are better than others. For example, if you want to look at wrongful convictions, actual innocence might be a better search term. You'll get more. So this is how to use your databases. I think this is number 5. I will look real quickly. Academic Search Complete. I think that's, maybe it's not. Well, you can use it for number 5 if you want. I guess that's kind of an open one. My apologies. Oh, here it is, number 4. So number 4, Academic Search Complete. In our guide, we have it linked right here for number 4. And then these are more scholarly. Newspaper Plus would be great. You're going to find a lot of good stuff. That could be for number 6, database of your choice, because if you start looking into Cameron Todd Willingham and faulty fire forensics, you're going to find a lot of good stuff. And so that's going to be pretty essential here. And Newspapers Plus, then you have some bigger databases that work pretty well also. And so that's kind of a basic start. And I think you can use the criminal justice abstracts would be a good one, just to get into the scholarly or the SIRS database. Let me just go into the Ohlone College Library again, and articles and databases. You can go to A to Z if you want. One of them asks you to use SIRS. And again, this is not necessarily going to give you the best articles, but it will make you familiar with using the database, which is what this assignment is about. So if you go to the databases themselves, you can go to your A to Z list and find out just what the question asks for. But again, back to the home page, if I can find it again, and I might not. How fun. Oh, it's over here. Okay, back to the home page. couple of good short videos to give you some information. I'm not that crazy about the longer one, the Frontline Death by Fire, because it gives too much weight to people who don't know what they're talking about, just to provide the sort of both sides. That is, you have some people in town who think he's guilty as sin, even after the fire forensics basically proved there was no arson, and they're not going to change their mind. And so you're going to have some, I would call them just unreliable people. But anyway, you can definitely see how this case played out. There's another movie called Trial by Fire, but that's for a fee. You get it through Amazon. What I really like here is the Innocence Project has like 91 articles. She accidentally put the wrong name there. It's not Wallace, it's Wellingham. But if you put in the right name, Cameron Todd Wellingham, you get 91 articles or some crazy thing like that. It's just a bunch. And so it's just really deep. A lot of good information there. The Innocence Project's going to be a great source for this essay. Keep in mind, you only ultimately need to use 8 or 10 quotes, but you might want to have 3 or 4 times that as contenders so that you have a really good feel. Now, another one is going to ask you to use ebooks. So we've got one right here, and there's no reason you can't use that. These are great, really good sources. I think that's number 2. You want to use an ebook? Go ahead. That's excellent. And these are books that are on the shelf, so that's going to help you well with number 2. Hopefully you can find a quote from the ebook, and if you see by looking at the table of contents for these hardcover books, maybe you'll see something that makes it worth a trip to the library. And then after that, you're going to be looking into, to follow this up, what do we got? The next one here, you want to do OneSearch. Excellent. You can find that. And then again, you're going to get your books real quickly. Then you can move into Academic Search Complete, which I think she links right here. Academic Search Complete. So that's number 4. And a Newspaper Source Plus would be great for number 6. And then that moves us into what exactly is number 5 again? SIRS Researcher. Again, that's the ones you're going to search the database. So that would be enough for now, just to use, kind of go back and forth between the page that Nike made for us, which is really excellent. Email her if you have questions. And then keep in mind the goals from the Word doc of the preceding page, which somehow I deleted, but it's in the preceding voice thread. And then I want to add one more thing that I'm going to put into the assignment that I thought was incredibly useful, and that is the exoneration, forgive me for a second, the National Registry of Exonerations, that is the people who were convicted and then found to be wrongfully convicted, has a section that isn't linked here, but I'll put in your assignment, that breaks down to arson cases. So here, if you wanted to develop your paper by having a couple of parallel arson cases, that would be really, really good. Some of these sentences are kind of minor, but when you get into life in prison and murder, and somebody's completely let out, here, my God, after 36 years, here, after ding, 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 I guess about 10 years, and then even more closely on topic, you have the case of Willis right here, and he's the guy who had the exact case as Wellingham, was sentenced to die, and because he had this New York law firm that donated millions of dollars of free legal aid, he was let go in, I think, about October of 2004, just 8 months after Wellingham was executed. And the fires, the arson investigation, the everything is identical to Wellingham, only Ernest Ray Willis, if you want to look the difference between rich and the poor, yes, he was poor, but he had millions of dollars of legal aid dedicated to him, pro bono, and Willingham didn't. And that's probably the main reason that Ernest Ray Willis is alive and was awarded $429,000, and Willingham was executed. So I hope this gives you an idea. I'm going to link this in the assignment. I'm also going to link this in the assignment. And this is also, you can finish Lab Quiz 3 first off this week. But while you're doing it, get the information that you'll need for the essay that comes at the end of the week. I hope this helps you get organized.